That we've been following for you all night long. A massive explosion at a home in Arlington. This all began yesterday afternoon after police were called there to that area for reports of a man shooting off a flare gun. Our Jess Arnold joins us now live from the scene. And Jess, you've been there for 2 hours now. Any movement from the crews there? We know that they're monitoring hot spots.
Yeah, the movement that we've seen, it looked like fire officials as well as the gas company have been out here with flashlights inspecting areas around the house. But you can see that these trucks that we've seen all morning long are still here. We still have a lot of the area taped off. I know Lindsay said some of the roads have opened, but at least in this block, which we're about 50 yards from the actual house on the 800 block of Burlington, this area still has a lot of activity going on. Now, we want to show you those flames again that one neighbor had taken while this all went off, because there was police activity for hours going on before that explosion happened. Now, it happened after about 8 p.m. last night. Arlington County Fire said that there were some minor injuries, but they didn't need to take anyone to the hospital. Now, we're still working to figure out who exactly that suspect is. Some neighbors have thrown around names, but police haven't confirmed any of those names for us. We're also working to confirm the condition of that suspect since he was in the home at the time, as well as trying to figure out if anyone else was in the home at the time when it happened. But to go back to where it all started, it was around 4:45 p.m. when police went to the home on the 800 block of North Burlington Street after reports of possible shots fired. They said their preliminary investigation shows that the suspect fired a flare gun 30 to 40 times from inside of his home into the neighborhood around. Police said that they didn't see any property damage or have any reports of any neighbors being injured. They tried to make contact with the suspect who did not respond. That's when they tried to execute that search warrant. And then neighbors say they heard several rounds fired, and then that house exploded, resulting in those flames and an explosion that neighbors said that they heard from miles away. Now, I just checked a few minutes ago from emergency management, their Twitter. There are still power outages as of about 4 hours ago, which was the last update in the area. Working to get an update on that. Now, seeing this explosion and the aftermath on TV or your phone is one thing, but neighbors have been telling our team that hearing it and seeing it in person is just terrifying. So I want to bring in Randy Ayala now to continue our team coverage about neighbors' reactions. Randy, what are you hearing?
Yeah, Jess, quite the ordeal. So I'm kind of on the other side of this, right in front of the fire station here, which backs up to the neighborhood, Jess, where you are. So of course, just really unbelievable for these neighbors, right? It started off with police issuing that shelter-in-place order for them, and then once that explosion happened, an evacuation order. So right now, we're still working this morning to figure out, if they're able to be back inside their homes. But I want to go ahead and show you the video. It's just so hard to believe, right? Neighbors mentioned seeing and hearing those flare guns going off, and later feeling that explosion and seeing the flames, watching an entire house come down with just one blow.
Whole neighborhood kind of just smells like matches. So then I, looked on Twitter, I saw some text messages and, thought I'd come over here and check it out. And then the video's circulating on Instagram and Twitter now, and it's crazy. It's one big blow and the whole house is decimated.
I was just in my house and had heard like a series of what sounded like gunshots, which I guess now we found out were flare guns. And then went outside and no one else was coming outside. And then an explosion just happened. And I thought someone drove like a car through our front door or something. I didn't know what to think.
And of course, this video, #1 trending video being shared on social media right now. Minor injuries reported from this, Jess, as you mentioned. Of course, I did reach out to Arlington Police about 30 minutes ago to get an update on that evacuation order. We know it was issued last night as a precaution. This morning, we're working to find out if people are able to get back inside their homes this morning. We'll be here throughout the morning, and we'll be sure to keep you posted. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Randy, thank you very much for that report. Also trying to learn some new information, some more information about the suspect as well. We don't know his status.
Still a lot of questions.
Yeah, lots of questions, and we're continuing to keep our team coverage going. Our team will continue to follow this story all morning long. We're going to check back in at that scene in 15 minutes.